Terra Luna Classic and the cryptocurrency market have already had a very volatile morning, and things are just getting started. The CPI release came out this morning, and yes, inflation was worse than expected. Not as bad as it could have been, but nonetheless, the market is reacting negatively to the CPI release. So we're going to be talking about that, how it's affecting Terra Luna Classic, and then Binance. Binance making a pretty big announcement this morning about Terra Luna Classic and USTC showing their support in major ways. So we'll be discussing that as well. That part is good news. Inflation might be bad news, but we'll discuss both. And if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. And look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are getting at least 6 free stocks, up to 12 free stocks. Now, $1 crypto trade is going to get you $5 in free crypto. And then, of course, if you want a crypto exclusive exchange, you've got KuCoin in the description. And KuCoin offers rewards for the more active traders. So if you guys trade a lot, you can get a lot of rewards on KuCoin. And then, of course, if you want to support Binance, because they're showing massive support for Terra Luna Classic and this community we got going on right now, you get an international Binance link down there, and you get a reduction on your trading fees, and those trading fees will be burned. So make sure to check them out. The trading fees are going to be burned if you're trading Terra Luna Classic. Let's put it that way. Now, speaking of Binance, we'll start with that, and then we'll jump into inflation and what we can expect moving forward, because it's a pretty tough hit today. But Binance announcing this morning that USTC is now a borrowable asset. They can lend it out, and you can borrow USTC on their platform. And guys, this is just much more than Binance trying to take advantage of the hype. This is Binance showing support and believing in the revitalization of USTC and Terra Luna Classic. You know, when they're looking at the goals that the Terra Luna Classic community has, and the goals are to burn the supply down and repeg USTC to $1. Binance wouldn't be involved if they didn't think that we could accomplish this. Binance wouldn't be involved if they didn't think that it was going to bring value back to those two currencies. And although it seems like they're supporting us in this endeavor, they're absolutely supporting themselves as well. And I want to go over why, because it's not necessarily selfish to invest in yourself, and that is exactly what Binance is doing with Terra Luna Classic, USTC, and all of the lunatics that are out there right now. Binance is really one of the only exchanges that, besides Mexi and some of these smaller ones, but one of the only major exchanges that is responding to the Terra Luna Classic community. One of the only exchanges that is communicating with the Terra Luna Classic community. And I believe they're doing so because they believe that we can actually rebuild this thing and get it back up to the level that it once was. Now, this is going to be greatly beneficial for Binance if we do so. They understand that if they're sitting here holding almost 3 trillion Terra Luna Classic on their platform, and no, it doesn't belong to them, right? It's in their custody, but if that amounts to roughly 1 billion, just slightly under $1 billion at the current valuation, think about Binance's future if we rebuild this blockchain. During a bull market, when Terra Luna Classic is, finding its utility once again, and Terra Luna Classic is, well, we've got USTC pegged back to $1, and Terra Luna Classic is supporting that, and Binance is the main custody. Binance could be worth another 50, 60, 70 billion dollars at that point. And they realize that. That's why they're taking the time now to invest in the Terra Luna Classic community, because they believe that it does, yes, have a future. And that in and of itself is amazing to see. So Binance listing USTC as a borrowable asset and supporting the Terra Luna Classic community in that way is awesome, both for their platform and for the Terra Luna Classic holders that are out there looking for some glimmer of hope in this devastating market that we're in. Guys, this morning, we've got inflation reports coming out here in the United States. Inflation, CPI, coming in at 8.2%. Now, the previous rate was 8.3%, so it is nice to see a decline. However, expectations were for 8.1%. So we are not falling really, 8.3 to 8.1%. It's a very, very, very narrow decline. It doesn't necessarily indicate that we are declining, simply indicates that we are slowing or stalling at this point, and investors acting or reacting accordingly based on those numbers. CPI from the previous month is up almost twice as much as expected. They were expecting a 0.2% increase, got a 0.4% increase, and this has caused Bitcoin to fall to 18,000. Major last line in the sand level of support. The NASDAQ, or QQQ, fell today by about 3% this morning. If you're looking at ETFs that track the NASDAQ right as the CPI inflation report was released. Ethereum, down to $1,200 per coin. Terra Luna Classic, touching about 24,000 points per coin. Cryptocurrency and the stock market reacting to this inflation release. And here's some insight, okay? Anytime the CPI has increased more than 5%, anytime CPI comes in above 5%, the only time in history that it has decreased has been when the federal funds rate has exceeded CPI. So currently with CPI at 8% and the Fed funds rate at 3.08%, we have to see another 5+% increase in interest rates. So mortgages out there that are sitting at 7% right now, expect them to go to at least 12% if we understand and want to get inflation back under control and falling. And that's just if we never increase inflation again. Like, that's just if we're sitting at these current levels. That's what we're headed for. The markets know that. Guys, we could be up against some tough times here. Terra Luna Classic could still absolutely be up against some tough times, but the positive news is, dude, it held up. I mean, you're sitting on this fragile coin. Everybody's saying this dead coin, this fragile coin, its ecosystem could collapse at any given time here, but it held up during one of the most catastrophic moves that we've seen in the last couple of months here, and that is it's a sure sign of strength. So I'm still positive. I think the market is in for some tough times, but Terra Luna Classic is still looking good. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts on inflation and Binance down in the comments below. And of course, if that button right there is still red, make sure to click it. Subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We're here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. You guys got ClayBro 883 everywhere. 6 to 12 free stocks on Webull, Binance, and KuCoin. Till the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.